Hi guys, Mr. Giles here, and welcome to the third episode of my Let's Play Hearts of Iron 3 United Kingdom series. Now, I have reached a level of efficiency that Henry Ford would be proud of. That's right, this is mass production. I am currently uploading my second episode whilst recording my third episode. How about that? That is efficiency for you. I can't believe that. I'm proud of myself. You know, I should be sitting down and relaxing simply for doing this. Obviously, we're going to be carrying on what we were doing. I was going to say yesterday, but yesterday is not correct. It was in reality just a few minutes ago. But we'll go with yesterday. We'll make it sound as if I've been really working hard on this thing, even though it's not true. I've put about half an hour of gameplay into it at the moment, to be honest. So now we're going to make our first battle fleet. We're going to have our two modern battleships. HMS Hood, Renown and Repulse being our modern semi-modern battle cruisers. These are all semi-modern, really. Berwick and Cornwall being our CAs. We're just going to bolster the fleet slightly. Mainly because I hate heavy cruisers and I don't really like them. I just want to get rid of them. And I'm combining what's left of our semi-modern or modern fleet, I suppose, as you would sort of say. Oh crap! I just put something I didn't want to put in there. Stuff. I go back. The reason I'm putting relatively well, I said this last time, didn't I? I said that I like to put ships. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember what I said. I'm not accountable for what I actually say. Yes, what I'm saying is I'm combining fleets of relatively the same tech level, and the reason I do that is so my modern ships aren't reliant on less modern ships before they die. So this fleet will be a powerful fleet because it's consisting of all modern fleets, and although that means the second battle fleet will be slightly less powerful than the first, it also means that I know that the first one is not going to die immediately, and these ships are just not quite as valuable, really. I will probably lose a few of these, I know that, and you'll all cry about how I'm losing battleships, but that's not really a big issue, to be honest. I've lost enough battleships in my time. Now, because I've got more capital ships in here than normal, I'm actually going to put 6 CLs in there. I mean, we've got a whole penalty of 2.5% or 4%, something like that, which gives me a small positioning penalty. But I'm not overly concerned about that. And I'm actually going to pull maybe Enterprise out of that fleet and put it into the second battle fleet, into the first battle fleet even, and put another CL Kuroko for this one. Oh look, we've got some CL. So yes, and we've still got a lot of ships left. We'll make a third battle fleet, shall we? We'll end up with a sort of a reserve fleet, which I might even just leave in Britain. See if I can fight off the Kriegsmarine. I'm hoping that the AI is too stupid to launch Sea Lion, but I don't want to slag off the AI too much because I have seen it do some quite impressive stuff before. Ladies and gentlemen, I have seen the AI invade Canada as Germany. That shocked me. I was in a game as Japan. I was like, oh my god, the AI is helping. I could not believe that. Admittedly, they then started Barbarossa whilst fighting the USA and the USSR, which was stupid, and they lost. But it was alright, I was fine. I screwed them over in Manchuria. Yeah, that was good fun. I liked that game. Yes, I conquered the USA in the end, and then the game crashed because I conquered the USA and it was probably in shock. Couldn't cope. I should probably talk a little bit about who I've appointed and why. We're appointing leaders which I think are good. That's so stupid. The first battle fleet will have Andrew Bound Cunningham. He's a blockade runner and a superior tactician. So this fleet will not only get a superior positioning bonus over enemy fleets, it will also mean we can disengage faster, which is quite important for battle fleets actually, because even modern battle fleets can they even modern ships can be destroyed by enemy battle fleets. So you know, I'm a little bit concerned. You know, it's just to save them in that instance where I did the wrong one. Just to save them in that instance where the fleet does get into a little bit of trouble. It's good to have that disengage timer bonus, so we can get out there faster. So we have 5 screens and 7 capital ships. I'm going to get another one from somewhere, as I said. So now it's not all modern ships, but I don't care really. Caledon class cruiser, it's not too bad. Not in this good fleet anyway. We've still got a hull penalty of 0, so that's pretty good really. Now I'm hoping that this increase in the hull penalty is not going to mean that super stacking or doom stacking becomes a viable strategy. Otherwise, every human player in the world is screwed. Because yeah, you can't fight a doom stack really. You just have to run. Or what is quite funny, if you send one destroyer, one low-tech destroyer, into a doom stack, the target choice of the and the hull penalty and target choice stacking penalty thing means that more often enemy ships will shoot themselves than they will shoot you. So you can actually get away with it, which I found hilarious because I tried this once and saw the USA. Well, I tried this once as Japan, a different game, and saw the USA sink. I think it was 3 battleships and a heavy cruiser of their own by friendly fire. Which was just hilarious. It highlighted the game, to be honest. I wish I had screenshotted it. I tend to screenshot most things, crazy things anyway. Well, this would be a reserve fleet, this one, consisting mainly of heavy cruisers. But I need something. I need something to defend the UK. I need something to make sure that that Germany just doesn't roll up with turn up suddenly with 15 Panzer divisions or something, which I can't fight really. I can't fight Panzers. Not yet anyway. I'll just run. Don't fight Germany. Just run. So I think it's probably important that I note or highlight one of the most important aspects of fleet composition, which is never ever combine carriers and battleships, or even actually never ever combine capitals of different classes. So if you can combine CVLs and CVs, that works alright, but you can combine carriers and carriers, or battle fleets and battle fleets, that's okay. What you can't do is combine a carrier fleet with a battle fleet, and the reason for that is that the game mechanism works is so that you might have noticed I started writing third there because I can't count. Well, I am dyslexic, I blame that on everything. Yes. So the game mechanism works so that battleships, battle cruisers, and heavy cruisers will want to close with their enemy. So that means you will always start combat in gun range of the enemy, so you can exchange fire with them. Obviously, otherwise, battleships don't work. But if you combine a battle fleet with a carrier fleet, what that means is that either the carrier will be forced to come into close combat with enemy ships, meaning it exposes itself to gunfire and is destroyed, or alternatively, your carriers will force your battleships to sit back miles away from the actual combat, because carriers often actually in naval combat in Hearts of Iron are actually 60 or 70 miles away from the enemy ships. So there is no way that your battleships would be effective. So either you're putting your carriers at immense risk by even risking them getting destroyed, to be honest. Or alternatively, you're wasting, or totally wasting your battleships, which is also something you want to avoid. You've noticed I've actually ended up with spare screens once. I never end up with spare screens, ever. I always have hundreds of hundreds of capitals left, mainly heavy cruisers because I hate the buggers. Yeah, so I've actually ended up with spare screens, which is only a result of the new hull size, so change to that. I don't know whether I like it or not. I think I'll need to see how it plays out really. I'm a little bit undecided to what to do with my fleets at the moment. I suppose I'll have to reorganise them a little bit once the war actually starts and once I see how things are going. Obviously, I'm not very afraid of the Regia Marina. It's not a very scary navy. They field some modern battleships, but I don't really intend on fighting those modern battleships. I intend on destroying them with carriers. Or at least forcing them into a position where they won't be able to fight my battle fleets. That's a better thing. That's one of my favourite tactics, because if you wear enemy organisation down in a fleet battle, the enemy can't fire. I keep clicking on the bloody Singapore HQ. They can't fire. If your ship has no organisation in a naval battle, it can't fire. So if you wear down their organisation, which is something that carrier fleets really excel at, they can't fight. The enemy can't even shoot you. So you've won, essentially. You know. Then you can send in your battleships and you can just destroy them, essentially, which is something you should aim to do, is use your carriers and your battleships in conjunction with each other, but in different fleets. Here's my reserve fleet. I'll leave it in Newcastle. I will go and scout what Germany has in its ports at a later date, but I won't do that yet. I've got 3 minutes left on this video. Almost reorganised my navy. I never know what to do with the V-class destroyers. We sort of end up with a lot of them. I sometimes use them as scouts. Using them as scouts is quite good. We'll just put them out here with spotter traits. And the reason I'm using scouts really is just so I can really actually detect what's going on in the North Sea. So if Germany is creeping up on me with a massive doomstack or something, then I'll at least be able to see it. And obviously, if I take losses elsewhere, I can recombine these fleets to into sort of incorporate them and to mediate my losses elsewhere, which is also something quite good. Also, if I put these on patrol, they might find enemy snubs. Yeah, snubs. We'll settle for snubs. It's quite a nice word. So yeah, I'm just putting them out here, making sure. Oh, I make sure I'll send a few scouts out to. We'll send 4 scouts down to. I know I'm saying I'm using destroyers as scouts. You know, quite expensive scouts really. But until I've got my radar stations built, they know a level 1 destroyer is not going to help much anyway. So. And I'll send some scouts. I'll send some scouts or snubs or something out to the Med as well, and I'll just leave some in reserve. Put them in quite a safe port, probably. China station. Yeah, I'll take these fleets down to Liverpool, which will just be reserves, and the sole purpose of this will be to replenish losses elsewhere. And now, yes, we have. Where did I want that one? Did I want that here? Apparently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Oh yes. Now we've finished the navy. Now that's it. The navy is done essentially. I know my transports aren't really in fleets yet, but I'm not overly bothered about that. So now we're going to start organising our army, which takes quite a while. Again, you know, anyone is fully entitled to script what they want. You know, sorry, I hope you can't hear that. That's some builders. Damn those builders. They shouldn't be allowed to do work. Hang on, I'll just shut my window. In fact, we'll just end this episode here. I've only got a minute left. And if we do this as the Navy, then it makes sense to do the Army in the next part. Logic being my enemy as a dyslexic person, but I suppose eventually I have to give in to it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoy this. I hope I'm not overly boring. I'll shut my windows. Alright. Thanks a lot. See you in a bit. Bye.